All right, so Black Clover, it poses us with one major question this episode. And that is, how long will Sister Lily hang on to Asta's heart? And we see him. He's getting weak in the knees. He's pulling out brawls, getting bloody noses. He just can't handle it. The man just can't handle it. So, how do you guys think Sister Lily is gonna hold out for Asta for love interest, or you think someone else like Noelle or? I would say Vanessa's out of reach or unattainable. I would say the same thing for Sister Lily, but Noelle's, it could happen. But this episode really poses one, major question. That is, what does a magical knight do? And we still kind of get beat around the bush on that, but we do slowly start to understand what they do, and in a way to where it doesn't make sense, but it does kind of make sense. But okay, I guess we're just still really stuck in the middle of nowhere. So a magical knight does help people, though. We know that they protect the civilians of the kingdom, but the biggest question here is from what? What do they protect them from? I mean, who is the enemy? And I was like, well, they talk about taking down these generals. That's what they talked about during the magical knight exam. And I was like, all right, so did they felt like some kind of monster creatures? Because we also did get to see that big monster creature that the past was it Wizard King 5. So I was like, is there like other creatures that kind of work for him and trying to resurrect him? Is that the kind of story we're gonna go down, or are we going to go down something else? But the path that we're going down seems to be as if it's just going to be, against other wizards, rogue wizards that are evil. The first, kind of like indication of that could have been the first time we saw the guy that wanted to just steal Yuna's four-leaf clover book. And at the same time, we just got introduced to a new character at the very end of this episode. He's an ice wizard, and clearly he's an antagonist. If you stay for the preview especially, you get to see that. And so my question is now, who are these people, and are they kind of like their own kingdom, their own kind of organization, or is this like a smaller organization that's not a part of the main antagonist organization per se? And that's something that I'm wanting to know. Don't spoil me, of course. Don't spoil anyone in the comments, because I'll delete them if I see them anyways. But that's something that I'm really dying to know. And how strong are these enemies? Because like I said, some people said, I heard he took down a general all by himself, the leader of Golden Dawn. So we didn't get to see this episode either. So I'm still wondering, like, what's doing now? I mean, I don't even know if Yuno's a true main character. To me personally, I feel as if the main cast is Noelle, Asta, and Magna right now for I mean, Yami's kind of like that character that's like the cross between support and main still. But I mean, as of right now, I wonder if Yuno's truly a main character in this series, or is he going to take a kind of like a seat back, and he's going to be like Sasuke, and whenever Sasuke was no longer part of the Leaf, he was a rogue ninja. Sasuke was not a main character to me at that point in time, because hell, we barely ever even got to see Sasuke on the screen. And Naruto Shippuden, I think he's one of the most important characters, of course, because of Naruto, but he's still one of those characters that was not a main character by any stretch of the of your imagination. You cannot sell me that he was up until the Great Ninja War. That's when he became a main character again. But for the longest time, he was not. And this show has not established that with Yuno yet. So I'm wondering what's going to happen with Yuno. Establish him early. You've established him the first 6 episodes, but you have to continue to establish this character's foundation and say, hey, I am part of the story. I'm what makes this story go. I'm what makes this narrative be written. I'm part of that. I'm a huge, intricate part of that, and I want to make sure Black Clover doesn't mess that up. Because don't try to make him a main character later, because it probably won't work if we don't get attached to him now. So the whole bet scene with Yami and Magna. They're a bunch of idiots. We find out that they're truly idiots at the core. And we also find out that Yami doesn't clean up his own messes. That's the guild that does that. He cleans up his own messes. And he likes to bet, and even though he knows he's going to lose, just to feel like, I guess, that adrenaline, that thrill of, giving it your all. And I was like, what is going on here with this? But, I guess that's Magna and Yami's character. Magna just kind of reminds me of Asta, or Stupidsta, as Magna calls him now, which that kind of came out of nowhere, Stupidsta. I don't know, Magna, you're kind of right there with him. But we also get to get to see Noelle still. She has a lot of development. She showed that, we got to see that sentimental moment with her character at the very end of episode, was this 8 or 9? What, last episode, doesn't matter, right? What the episode count was. But she's kind of like reverted back to what she was. She's like, grown accepting of the people around her. But now she's second guessing and still saying, should I truly be here? But she's still fighting that. She's fighting to stay there now rather than to reject. But one of the Black Clover, I don't know if it's in the manga. I would assume it's not, because Studio Apparel's, they've put extra stuff in there to try to make sense of some things. So I applaud them for that. But the biggest thing, the easiest thing that they could have comprehended was context on how Noelle joined. Context on how Noelle joined, and they missed that. And right there was a perfect time to do it. You didn't have to do it any other time. Give us the setting, give us the event. We know somewhere around the Magic Knights thing is within that day, but show us the event that took place to make her, join the guild after her brother told her to drop out, and she said, "Okay, yes, brother," and she quit the magical night exams. So give us, show us something, give us some context on what happened. How did she join the guild? That's such an important thing, especially since we see her attitude about the guild. So, and how her brother said, "No, you're not joining anything. You're a waste of space. You're a waste of royalty space." But then they don't ever delve into that and expand upon that. But we do get to learn two cool things about Gray and Pretty Boy. I can't remember his freaking name, but Gray can only communicate whenever he transforms into someone, and we find out that his power is to transform into things, like people, and that's when he can talk. So we see him talk, turn to Asta, and he can talk. So that's really cool. It's good to know some of his, I guess, get characterization on him in a weird way, because we get to learn about one of his features, and we don't get to learn anything about hey, this is what makes him him. But we do get to learn, hey, this is one of his features. This is one of the things that is who he is, per se. That's really tough to word right there. But we also get to learn that spatial magic is something that you have to leave marks. You have to have been to a place and leave a mark and then teleport there. And that reminds me of Power of another show. I'm trying to remember. Renegon's similar. You can only trade places with an object. You can't just teleport. You have to trade places with an object that you can see. But, it's cool nonetheless. That's interesting. So it's kind of important for him to travel in general. Depending on where you are, that could be very valuable. That could be an excellent escape magic. Let's say you're going to war, but if you need to go back to your base in an instant, you leave a mark there, then you go to war, and then you teleport right back. Say someone gets hurt on the battlefield, and they're going to die unless they get help in 10 minutes. Hey, you could have left a mark somewhere, and you can teleport to that place instantly. As long as you leave that mark there. So spatial magic seems to me it's more of a escape magic or support magic per se. It's more like hey, I'm kind of like a nurse per se. You know what I mean. You are that support player on your for your guild. So that's something that's really gonna be interesting to me. Asa's like the warrior in the guild. Noelle's like the mage. Yami is, I'm not really sure yet. Magna would be a mage also. And yeah, so other than that, guys, what do you guys think of this episode of Black Clover? Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, X25. See you guys next time. Peace. Thanks for watching, guys.